Hi everyone, so today we're making a chicken vermicelli soup called chicken Sotanghon. So here are our ingredients. We are going to need some vermicelli noodles, 1 onion chopped, about 6 cloves of garlic minced, about 1 to 2 cups of green beans chopped, 1 carrot julienne, some dried shiitake mushrooms, optional, fish sauce to taste, annatto powder for coloring, and last thing is you're gonna need some chicken. You can use any pieces you want. I highly suggest either drumsticks or thigh. One option I can offer you is if you want it more tasty, I would highly suggest buying a rotisserie chicken or one of those grilled chickens in the corner because they already have flavor infused in them, so that flavor can add into your soup. So I'll be using half of rotisserie chicken. I forgot to mention we're going to be also adding pork liver to this dish. That's the one thing I learned from my cousin, is it adds body to the soup. If you're not into liver, you can opt out of this and then just leave it out. But I highly suggest if you want to try it, and it's worth a try. I think it's better with it on, and I'm not a big liver fan. So we have you can add in also as much or as little as you want. So pork liver. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna rehydrate our mushrooms. So we're gonna need a bowl, the dried shiitake mushrooms, and it's up to you on how many mushrooms you use. I'm just adding the mushrooms so that it has more ingredients in it, and besides it tastes pretty good. So I'm just gonna grab a handful and then we're gonna pour in our hot water. Be careful. And just let it soak for a while until they're properly dehydrated or properly hydrated. So we've peeled our carrots. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna julienne them. So first cut it in half. Make sure you get a nice flat surface and just cut them pretty thin. So it doesn't have to be perfect. So pretty much just like that. So I'm going to continue doing that for the rest of our carrots, and we'll be back. So here's our carrots done, julienned. Next thing we're going to need is to mince our garlic. So we have our 6 cloves of garlic. Again, you can have more or less depending on your preference. So first you smash it, cut the end off, and it'll come out right away. Then we're gonna mince them. So continue doing that for the rest of the garlics, and we'll be right back. So our garlic are all minced. Next we're gonna do the onion. Oh, also when you're moving stuff around on your chopping block, try not to use the sharp edge. Use the the back part, so you don't ruin the sharpness of your knife. So when you're moving stuff around, just use the back one, unless you're like scooping stuff. Either way, just to help you protect your knife better, so you don't dull it. All right, so next we're gonna be working our onion. So first, peel the edges, take the skin off, simple as that. And we'll do it to the other one too. All right, we finished our onion. Next, we're gonna be washing our green beans and trimming them and slicing them thinly. Okay, so we finished washing our green beans. Try to dry them a little. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be chopping them into thin slices. You don't have to do it like this. You can cut it any way you want to leave it whole. I don't know, it just makes it look better, I guess, when you're eating it. So kind of like in a bias like that. So I'm going to continue doing that for the rest. Again, this is optional. You can just cut it however you want. But if you are cutting it probably in just halves, make sure they're all the same length so they all cook at the same time. So I'm going to continue doing this for the rest of the green beans, and I'll be back. All right, so we finished our green beans. So pretty much I made them just like that. Again, this is optional. You don't have to make it like this. You don't have to make it hard for yourself. You can just cut it in half, or just remove the tips if you want. But since this is a noodle soup, I want everything to be small, more focused on the noodles and the soup. So that's why I chopped them really small. So we'll put our green beans aside. Okay, next will be the shiitake mushroom that we've been soaking. So all we gotta do is just julienne them. Just like that. You don't have to like really kill it. So I'll be doing that for the rest of them. Also, you can use the juice that came with it because the water has that mushroom flavor on it. So again, it's optional. If you don't like the mushroom flavor, you can opt out of the shiitake mushroom. Or if you want to add in the broth of the mushroom, just add that in also in the soup. So again, explore, see what flavor you can mix and match. So I'm just going to continue doing this for the mushrooms. I'll be back. Okay, so we sliced our mushrooms. So pretty much they're all the same length, just like that. All right, the rotisserie chicken. Again, rotisserie chicken or those roasted chicken, it doesn't matter. But if you're using just fresh chicken, there's nothing wrong with that. Just I would highly suggest using the thigh or the drumsticks. So for this chicken, I'm not really going to use the whole thing. I'm just going to use pretty much half of it. So what I'm going to do is cut it in half. So since the wife says she wants to keep on the thigh and the drumstick, I'll just save this so she can eat this later. So pretty much what I'm going for here is the bones. So take the chicken apart, cut it in half. Just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to be boiling all this with the rest of the ingredients. And then what we're going to do is we're going to remove it later on and remove the bones. So we're ready to cook. I forgot to add in one of our ingredients, which is the liver. So this is a pork liver. I'm just going to cut them in strips. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna dice this. This is too big. So nothing special. Just dice them like that. Again, the liver is optional, but this is one thing I learned from my cousin: is it adds a nice depth of flavor in the soup. Because before I never used liver on my soup, and that's it. Again, if you're going to be using this, use as much or as little as you want. So here's all our ingredients ready for cooking. So we got the pork liver, the chicken, fish sauce for taste, onion, garlic, carrots, the shiitake mushroom, green beans, the annatto powder for coloring, and the vermicelli noodles. So let's get cooking. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put our chicken in a pot of boiling water. And just let the water absorb all that flavor I would probably leave it there for about 30 minutes on the simmer. And then once that's done, we're gonna remove the chicken and separate the meat from the bones so we can discard the bones. So cover it, bring to a boil, and then let it simmer after that. All right, so now our chicken is boiling. Let's reduce the heat to simmer the chicken. Also, do the same thing for if you're using the fresh chicken, you know, without the rotisserie or the grilled chickens. Just pretty much just boil them so it's fully cooked. So we can just add in the broth and the chicken later on. So as we're boiling the chicken in a separate stock pot, we're gonna be sautéing our remaining ingredients. So we have our pot over medium-high heat. We're gonna add in our oil. Then we're gonna add in our onion. Saute the onion first. Saute for about 1 to 2 minutes, and then we're gonna add on our garlic. All right, after a minute of sauteing it, we're gonna add in our garlic. Continue sauteing until the garlic's soft, probably about 2 minutes. All right, next thing we're gonna add is our carrots. Continue sauteing for about 2 to 3 minutes so the carrot gets soft. After about 3 minutes, we're gonna add in our green beans. And our mushroom. Again, it's up to you if you're going to be using mushroom and if you're going to be adding the broth that you got from the mushroom. Okay, after about 3 minutes, we're going to be adding in our liver again. This is preference, up to you if you want to add in liver or not, but this is pork liver, diced. Also, if you haven't cooked with liver, if you overcook the liver, they tend to get hard. So try not to overkill them by cooking it too long, because it's not going to take long, because after they start to change color, I'm going to be putting in the broth and then adding in our chicken. So this is pretty much close to being done. So we're just gonna cover it for now and wait for our broth to be ready. So after boiling our chicken for 30 minutes, we're gonna turn off the heat and we're gonna be removing the chicken from the broth. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our broth to the rest of the dish, to the rest of the ingredients. So there's your chicken stock right there. Again, I use a rotisserie chicken so you can get that extra flavor from the rotisserie. And we're gonna bring this up to a boil. We're gonna add in our noodles after that. Once our broth is back to boiling, we're going to be adding our vermicelli noodles. You can put in, depends on how much stock you're using. So I'll probably just use 3 clumps. Again, this is what the vermicelli noodles look like. You can find these in Asian markets. So it will soften up. Let's just cover it up and let it soften nicely. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna shred our chicken. So just, still hot, so be careful. So pretty much what you're gonna do is just shred them. You can shred them, cut them. Pretty much you just wanna break it down into bite-sized or smaller pieces. So just like that. So continue doing that for the rest of the chicken. All right, so we finished shredding our chicken. Now we're gonna add it to our stock or our soup. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is add in our chicken to the soup. So at this time, taste and see what you can add. If you want it more, well, you can add either fish sauce or chicken flavoring or chicken bouillon. It's up to you. So let's try it first. We're definitely gonna use some fish sauce, probably add in about 1 tablespoon. If I can get it to open. Okay, so let's add in about 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. You can also add in more if you want, but I'm gonna add in more of the chicken flavoring. Also, we're gonna add in our pepper. Stir and taste again. Make sure it's to your liking. Ah, hot. Oh, that is good. Okay. So next thing we're gonna do is, I forgot to record it, but I mixed the annatto powder with some hot water. There's no flavor on this. All it's just gonna do is add color to it, like a red color for it. So there you go. Some people also add in quail eggs, cabbage. Again, it's preference. You can add anything you want, you know, just explore, add in or take out any parts of the recipe. That's what cooking is about, experimenting. So this should be ready, and let's plate our soup. So here's our finished product, chicken sotanghon, or chicken with vermicelli soup. So I hope you enjoyed today's recipe, and we'll see you in the next one.